So, hey y'all, it's Ms.Chelle and I just want to talk about this subject just for a few minutes. The world as we know it has changed dramatically due to coronavirus and what some of you may know as COVID-19 or the novel coronavirus. Um, Life has dramatically changed. We have had cases all over the United States, um, and everybody kind of like in a type of, depends on who you talk to, in like a panicking mood. Other people are like, whatever, it's just like the flu. That is not true. Um, it happens to be 6 to 10 times deadlier than the flu. So I don't know, as a person from healthcare, that kind of aggravates me when I hear people say it's just like the flu, because it's not. So just to be real clear, there are some different types of coronavirus. Um, I think there are at least four other types. Coronavirus normally causes a common cold, or will lead to a common cold. But this particular coronavirus, COVID-19, is not the same one. That's not the same coronavirus. Okay. Um, as y'all know, and I know everybody have heard so many things. I mean, social media just have a bunch of myths going on, a bunch of uh just misinformation basically. Um and then I know some people would be mad about this statement right here, but so does your president. Your president has a lot of misinformation, and that's sad, because at a time like this, we honestly need good leadership. Okay. Now, I'm not talking about if he didn't know, and he just accidentally gave the wrong information, but that's kind of hard to believe because we know his track record. All right. Now, I'm not a hater. I want only the best. I'm praying that he begins to tell the American people the truth, so people can just be better prepared. Okay. This doesn't have anything with being Democrat. This doesn't have anything with being Republican. We're just talking about people right now. Okay, we do know that the coronavirus is confusing because it seems to take a harder toll on those who are 60 and up, particularly if they have an underlying illness, diabetes, congestive heart failure, COPD, people with heart disease. So it is really hard on that particular demographic. So normally, when we have these outbreaks, like with the SARS and so forth and so on, it normally affects the very young and the elderly. This one is baffling because it looks like the most severe cases, the most fatal cases, happen to be with our elderly population. So, just to be super clear, there are many things that they do not know about the coronavirus. Okay, we were late in the game. Okay, it began in China, in Wuhan. It began there, but we were late in the game because we knew that was happening there. But I don't believe that anybody took it serious enough and figured that it would reach, or it would have the global reach that it has. So we are late in the game as far as testing. We're late in the game as far as precautions. So I know everybody feeling like the government is being very invasive. Even our local governments, our state governments are being very invasive, but something has to be done because we're so late in the game in preparing for it. Something has to be done in order to keep people safe. So for those of us that think that this is just a flu, just a little cold, it really isn't. I would dare say that people that are saying that have not had loved ones who have been severely affected by this, or have not been, or know, or been some of the 6,500 people that have died worldwide. That's a lot of people. They have locked down countries. Okay, Italy, Spain. I believe the UK is now not is now closing its borders. So in real time. And then fast forward over here in the US, we now have states locking it down. Louisiana say close it all, everything, close everything. The only thing that they're allowing, they have closed casinos, bars, clubs, um, everything, basically everything. Seriously, a little bit of everything. Um, and the only thing they're allowed to do, as far as restaurants, are have takeout. No more dine in, takeout and delivery, takeout and delivery. So as you, it's kind of trickling down. It's happening everywhere, and every day we get brand new guidance. Right, before it was, please don't not have gatherings 50 people or more. Now we're down to don't have gatherings 10 people or more. Okay, I know people have an issue with that, but literally, you what they're doing is trying to just stop it from being so catastrophic. You know, you may not, for the most part, like I had said earlier this week, for the most part, many people will survive it, and they probably will have mild symptoms. They might be like a cold, but they're still testing positive. That being said, even if they're positive, they still need to even if they have mild symptoms, rather, they still need to quarantine, because what's happening, even though I said earlier that children have not been impacted as severely as elderly adults, the thing about it is children can get it, and they can give it to their grandparents, and they can give it to their godparents, and so forth and so on. So it's still very serious. Okay, it might not be serious for those people who have those mild symptoms, but it is very serious for those who are not going to have mild symptoms. Okay, those people are being impacted severely. They're getting sick. Some of them getting pneumonia from the damage that the virus is doing. Some people are needing breathing support, i.e. ventilators. So, the reaction now that you're seeing from the US, it is not, I don't believe it's to punish anybody. I know everybody say it's a conspiracy theory and all this other stuff people got going on. I don't care what it is. It's here. How about that? Whatever theory you think it is, if you think it's man-made, what is being put out is that it came from an animal, and just like some of these other outbreaks did, didn't end up being a pandemic, but unfortunately this one did. But some of those other ones also came from animals, and that's what they're saying right now, that this came from an animal, which rarely transfers to humans, but it did. Okay, all I can say is that the U.S., the country was too rich to be this behind the eight ball. It's too rich to be behind the eight ball. And all I can say to people, St. Patrick's Day, when people were not mandated to stay home, when places were not mandated to close I believe St. Patrick's Day the 17th, whatever day it is. I know over the weekend that just passed, people were wrapped around buildings getting to go into bars. Now y'all know better than that. And see, and that's why the people have to mandate things, because we got other people that just won't listen or don't care. Because again, you might not be affected like somebody else, but now you're a vector. Now you're a carrier, and you are infecting people who are going to have severe symptoms, and that does not make any sense. And sometimes you got to think about your fellow man and not just your household. That's just like people fighting over toilet tissue and stuff. And it's foolery. You ain't going there and just get what you needed because thinking that somebody else might need some. No, you got people putting 7, 8, 9, 10 things in their bucket so nobody else. Just the foolery. Come on, humankind. Come on, do better. Do better. Do better. Please do better. So, I just got on here to say, y'all just be cautious. Do what the people asking you to do, so the people won't come around here and got to be a dictatorship. Right now we're moving around freely. We're not Italy, we're not Spain. But if you all would just take a moment and just listen. And I applaud all these churches that said, hey, we have a huge elderly population. And we're going to take steps where we're not putting them at risk. And there's a lot of people streaming. I know that the churches got flack for that, because people talking about where's your faith and you don't believe in God. Take your glasses off, all of y'all that's blind as a bat, and drive somewhere. And let me see how much faith you got. I bet you put your glasses on when you got in your car. I bet you did. Y'all stop just hurling at all these insults. People are trying to make sure that everybody is saved. That everybody is safe. I'm concerned. My mom is in her 60s. I want her to be safe. I just had a brand new grandchild, and I want her to be safe. Okay. So, and so I'm not going over there anymore. I told my daughter, listen, I'll FaceTime y'all. Much as I want to go over there and squeeze her cheeks and just eat her up, I'm not going to go over there. I'm not going to go over there, and I'm going to look out for my mom. I'm going to look out for her. So I want you guys to do the same. Please think about others. Please, above all else, think about others. Now, I just happen to be a believer, and I believe that the blood of Jesus, I'm pleading the blood of Jesus over everybody's life. I don't wish that anybody would die from this monster. I don't. But y'all, I'm telling you, be smart. Use your wisdom. The Lord gave you a brain, huh? The Lord gave you. See how I got these glasses on? I know better than to go out my house and drive at night without these. I know better. So, okay, I just want to come on here and give y'all that little tidbit. I want you guys to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications in it. And if all possible, definitely share this one. Guys. All right. God bless y'all.